This episode of The We Like Shooting Show is brought to you by Black Rhino Concealment, Franklin Armory, the Sonoran Desert Institute, Brownells, Bowers Group, Second Call Defense, and Patriot Patch Co.
Welcome to the We Like Shooting Show, episode 374. Tonight we're going to talk about Get Home Bags, Sylvan Arms, Webley Folsbury, Fight Light Vaporware, Gunfather, Precision, and more. Our cast tonight is Jeremy Posderick from River's Edge Tactical. We got Savage 1R checking in from the Commie Utopia, Washington. Aaron Krieger, the Machine Gun Moses, is here. Nick Lynch is by my side. My name is Sean Heron, and I want to welcome you all to the show.
Hello, show.
Hello. Oh, there's that. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Music just abruptly.
All right. Well, the new system needs a little bit of finessing, but you know what? We'll make it through. Aaron, what's up, man?
Halloween was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I did a dad tax on all the candy, so yes, I did enjoy it.
Nice. Did you get any razor blades in your mouth?
No, no drugs, no razor blades. Did find a battle axe in the candy, though. It was weird. I don't know how they got inside that apple, but it was well delicious.
That's pretty cool. Nick, would you like to go ahead and on me that this never actually happened and ruin my joke?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It's happened like once.
Yeah, and it was a father trying to hurt his own son, right?
At least one of them was, yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been like two. I don't know. But.
Aaron, where was your battle axe on the night of the 31st?
She was driving, I think.
Oh,
but you know all that candy I brought you?
Yeah.
Definitely don't examine it. Just eat it.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. It's candy.
Yeah.
My favorite one was they're putting drugs in kids' candy. I'm like, that. Why would they bother putting drugs in candy?
Yeah, nobody's giving away drugs.
Yeah.
They're like stealing your candy to sell to get drugs.
Who's got that kind of money, man?
Right. Like I'd be finding out where that house was, and then I would just go there over and over again.
Yeah. I think that would be cool as well.
Right.
Anyway.
Like the crack house.
Jeremy, did you get any candy?
No.
Savage, did you get any candy?
I'm not a big fan of candy for the most part.
Jesus, dude. As if you couldn't get any worse.
So we weren't sure that trick-or-treating was going to happen. Yeah, right. We weren't sure trick-or-treating was going to happen this year. So we tried it out. And we got a ton of candy. But Aaron had hid all these bags on the property that had glow-in-the-dark bags.
Oh, wow.
Full of candy, and the kids all went out in the woods and found the candy.
You're like,
and a couple of ticks.
Yeah, you're like, and we woke up to 14 dead deer because they're like dogs and they die when they eat chocolate.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, actually.
Nick, did you get any candy?
Yeah, we went and bought like 3 pounds, and then not a single kid knocked on our door.
Nick actually brought me a bag of candy tonight, so that's the candy that I got.
We have so much.
Yeah. I mean, either way, bonus for me. All right, that brings us to Black Rhino Concealment. Go to blackrhinoconcealment.com. And Nick, if they were going to go there, what could they find there?
Holsters.
That you have like right next to you, right over there.
Well, they couldn't find this exact one because this is a special.
Yeah.
Very special.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know. Gino might make it for him if they...
Is that...
What
is it? I can't see it very
Taylor
well.
Swift?
Kind of upside it. Yeah, so it's got... Let me see here. Everything's backwards in the camera.
Yeah.
It's got Taylor Swift here. And it's got a bunch of hibiscus flowers. It's got Taylor Swift like over
Why would she
here
be
and over
backwards?
here.
Would she just be the normal
And
way?
then all over it, it has the lyrics for the chorus of the song "Shake It Off," which is a Taylor Swift song. In case you guys were unaware, you know, haters gonna hate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Haters gonna hate.
That's a one of a kind.
Oh yeah, no, it really is. I designed this work of art myself. Gino was kind enough to print it up and get it put onto a holster for me.
Is that picture of a sloth?
No, it's Taylor
No, it's
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
We just went over this for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I thought it
Where
said
have you
Taylor
been?
Sloth.
No.
I was so confused.
Taylor.
And
Sloth.
here is one of their quick ship that I have.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a cutout for the optic there.
Yeah, cut out for the optic, which is pretty awesome. And I wear this appendix every single day. You can get a holster from them, and you can save money when you do it. Use coupon code WLSMOFO at blackrhinoconcealment.com. I love when Savage walks away and then, like, I don't know, remodels his basement with his mic on. blackrhinoconcealment.com. All right, it's time to introduce our guest. He's a long-range and extreme long-range shooter, a YouTuber, and always comments on the show and listens. David from Gunfather Precision. How's it going, man?
Good. How about you?
Doing well. Oh, applause. Sorry.
Yeah, wow. I almost cheated him out of that.
Dude, yeah, I know. New systems, it's a little bit to get used to, but I think I'll be all right. So how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, real good. Well, nervous.
About the election?
Not at this. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, don't be nervous about this. I'm sure you've hung out with 4 idiots before. There's 5
Once or
members.
twice.
Yeah.
Thank you for not considering me an idiot. I appreciate that.
Oh, no. You were actually all 4.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about your YouTube channel.
I do extreme long range shooting. Sometimes I throw some F-class videos in there, how to improve your accuracy, better hand loads, things like that.
Very cool. How'd you get into long range shooting?
Kind of just the progression of my shooting. Started out shooting like USPSA and like just trying to be as accurate as I could with a pistol, and that progressed into rifles. And before you knew it, I was completely obsessed with it. And now that's about all the time I have when it comes to shooting. That's about all I have time for. Yeah,
I can imagine. It definitely does take a lot of time to do the long range stuff. What was your first long range rifle?
A Remington 783 in 308.
So
I guess I wouldn't consider that a long range rifle, but it's what I used at the time.
Yeah, no, totally get it. What caliber was that?
308.
Oh, you said 308. Sorry. I was reading the comment right as someone said that, and then I got all confused. And anyway, I suck at this, so just get used to it. But I mean, long range shooting, it's like, what can I do to actually still shoot, but make everything 10 times harder and 3 times more expensive? What got you hooked on long range?
Just trying to shoot further and further and more accurate. And then when I started shooting F-class, it was kind of over at that point. Seeing how good some of these other guys were and trying to get to that level.
Yeah. What was the distance that really hooked you? Like when you shot X distance and you were like, okay, this is amazing.
It sounds kind of cliche, but the first time I ever shot to 1,000 yards, I tried and tried and tried. Like obviously I was shooting a completely budget, hunting rifle. And finally I got to the point where I could consistently hit at 1,000 yards with it. And it was over from there.
I just had someone try to convince me the other day, Robert Butler, that it's almost impossible to hit 1,000 with a 308 and that there's very few people that can do it.
What?
And I was like,
I have a video shooting a 18-inch AR-10 308 out to like shooting a can of spray paint at like 1,400 and some yards.
Now, is it extremely difficult or is this something that anyone can do?
I mean, if you practice enough, anybody could do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, 308 should not have a problem getting out to 1,000.
Yeah,
not at all.
No, I totally 100% agree.
And your camera is frozen, Sean.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. So when you shot to 1,000, I mean, clearly that's like, it's pretty exciting. I literally just did it with my own gun for the first time.
I saw that video
a couple of weeks ago, and I was like so freaking excited and just, I don't know, man, it was amazing. And it kind of got me hooked a little bit too, because I was like, it wasn't really even that hard. And I know that was because I had a decent rifle, a good barrel, but I was just using off the shelf ammo. But man, when we hit and heard that clang come back like a few seconds later, it was super exciting. Have you gotten anyone else into long range shooting? Just like friends and family?
Yeah, I got a good friend that shoots with me every once in a while. He's in my videos. But yeah, I got him. He had nicer rifles than I did at the time, but did never have a place to actually shoot. So I took him out a couple times, and since then we both kind of progressed.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's nice when you have a partner like that you can grow with.
Mm-hmm.
Sean wouldn't know anything about that. Savage. I think he was just talking about shooting, buddy. It's okay. I know. I think our camera just overheated. I'm working on it as we go here.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
What's the furthest that you ever got with the 308?
I want to say like 1,520 yards.
Jeez.
That'll do it.
Is that using hand loads?
Yeah. It's pretty much all I shoot anymore is just everything I shoot, I load.
That makes sense. What do you think about just like shooting off the shelf stuff? Like, I mean, clearly you're going to get better results by hand loading, but is there any application for off the shelf?
Oh yeah. As long as you, man, I've had rifles that I've used off the shelf, good match ammo. It gets expensive that way. It's actually more expensive to shoot match, off the shelf match ammo than it is to shoot, hand loads that you fine tuned. But yeah, I've had rifles that I just bought off the shelf ammo for. If you find the exact right load that your rifle likes, sometimes it's just as good.
What would you say is your favorite rifle these days?
My 7 SOM. It's a Tikka. It's built on a Tikka action.
What? And it's 7 what?
Short action ultra mag.
Oh.
So it's kind of a weird caliber.
That is a weird caliber.
Yeah.
What kind of brass do you use to make that?
Right now, ADG is the brass that I'm using for it. There's only like 3 companies I do believe that make brass for it. Remington used to, but that's all. They've since quit making brass for it. So now the only brass you can find is pretty expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. How many reloads do you get out of each brass?
If I anneal at least twice throughout the cycle of them, about 15, 16, something like that.
When you talk about long range shooting, there's like so much stuff to know, man. Like reloading in itself is an art and a skill and something that you have to dedicate a ton of time to. But then you talk about, ballistically figuring things out and the rifle and everything there. How do you kind of manage that time?
I don't. I don't manage that time. Between convincing my wife that it's okay for me, that I need time to go out and shoot, or messing with the kids or work, just get it in where I can fit it in.
That makes sense. How often are you able to actually go out and shoot long range?
I'm lucky enough. I've got a 3,000 yard piece of 3,200 yard piece of property that's like 8 minutes down the road from me. And then I've got a 125 yard range in my backyard. So I'm lucky enough, usually 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh man. Yeah. That definitely makes a big difference and it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So when you started your YouTube channel, what was your goal?
When I started my YouTube channel, it was years ago, and I wasn't even shooting long range at the time. When I started my YouTube channel, it was just messing around, trying to be extremely accurate with a pistol and like doing silly trick shots and stuff. And I actually walked away from it and didn't do anything other than Instagram, like post sometime every once in a while a video of my shooting to Instagram. And I went back and looked at my YouTube channel like 2 years later and saw that it had randomly had like 500 subscribers. And I was like, well, maybe I'll start posting some videos over here and see what happens.
Definitely, man. What's your biggest video that you've done?
It's between a 224 Valkyrie versus 6.5 Grendel comparison and a part that I made I didn't make it. It's a barrel tuner. I call it a $2 barrel tuner. It's a little, actually it's a shaft collar is what they're called. Find them on Amazon. Shaft collar.
Yeah, but you said.
Yeah, I did say. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. Then you use it to fine tune your harmonics on your barrel. And that video, I put it up not expecting it to get a whole lot of views, and next thing you know, I checked it the next day and it was like 8,000.
Dang, that's pretty cool. Would you say that long range shooting has grown over the last couple of years?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. With PRS becoming real popular, there's a lot of people trying to get into it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've definitely seen a lot of interest growing as it's gone. Does that make what you do on YouTube easier? That there's a lot more interest, or are you really kind of specialized on certain stuff?
No, I think that's helped it start to grow. Just recently, as it really started to actually seem like it's taken off. Up until recently, I was just posting videos, not really worrying about what happened to them, but I started seeing that it was actually doing something, so I put a little more time and effort into it.
Yeah. How long would you say it takes you to actually do a video?
Depends on what it is. If it's like a shooting video, a couple of days, like shoot it, sync all the footage together. I usually use like 3 cameras, one at the target, one behind me, and then one like looking through the spotting scope downrange. And then, so syncing all that together, and then coming home and doing a little piece where I talk about it, and then putting it all together in a video. But if it's just like a video where I'm doing like how to get your more accuracy out of something, I can typically do that in an evening. Like come home, do a little shooting in my backyard, talk about it, and then throw the video up.
I guess having the range right there makes things a little bit easier logistically for sure. Talk to us about that 224 Valkyrie versus 6.5 Grendel video, because 224 Valkyrie, by the way.
It's a headache cartridge for sure. It is definitely a headache, or it can be. When I made that video, I probably was more of a fan of 224 Valkyrie than I've become. 224 Valkyrie is a finicky cartridge. If you don't, and I've heard multiple people say this, it's not just 224 Valkyrie. It's anytime you try to load a really long, high BC, heavy bullet in a very small caliber like 22, they just don't want your load. You can get a perfect load. It'll be shooting great. You may shoot 100 rounds and it just completely falls apart and you have to start all over.
Yeah, which is the most annoying thing ever. So we did a bunch going back and forth with the 22 Valkyrie stuff, just trying to figure out like a bunch of different things and just trying to get stuff going. And like the inconsistency was just freaking annoying. And that we saw that constantly. American Eagle out of the box tended to perform the most consistently for us. And that includes overhand loads and everything else. We tried like the laser load that you hear about online all the time. We tried that. We tried was it Burger 85 grain bullets or 80.5? Tried that. God, it's just, and it's so like disconcerting because, I've got other rifles that will shoot consistently at 100 yards and I just never could get that one. Do you think that's a dead cartridge now?
Maybe. Like the 6.5 Grendel is an awesome cartridge. That thing definitely got a purpose. The 224 Valkyrie, I think now that the 6 ARC is coming out, I ordered a 6 ARC barrel forever and a day ago and it still hasn't shown up yet. But I think that's going to probably overshadow the 224 Valkyrie.
Tell us your opinions on 6mm ARC. Clearly you don't have it yet, but what are your thoughts you ordered it, so clearly you think there might be something there. Yeah.
I know a couple people who have been shooting the 6mm AR, which is basically the same thing, just with a slightly different shoulder, for quite a while. And that thing's always performed really well.
Makes sense.
I wish when they did the 224 Valkyrie, they would have. There's another cartridge that's kind of a Wildcat still, but it's the 224 Grendel, and that thing actually seems to perform pretty awesome. But
wait, did you say the 224 Grendel?
Yeah.
Somebody took a Grendel and Grendel and necked it down.
I mean, the Grendel's already kind of a neck down round. I mean, the 6.5 is not that big to begin with. It's pretty comparable to the 223 already.
I've actually taken 6.5 Grendel brass and made 6 ARC brass while I was waiting on brass to come in for it.
I mean, it's hilarious.
6.5 Grendel is a millimeter larger than 223.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a decent size difference there.
So you neck it down for the 224 projectile. But let me ask you this. What kind of performance do you expect to get out of your 6mm ARC? What do you hope for?
I've shot the Valkyrie to a mile. I'm hoping to be able to get that, at least be able to pull that off, if not further. I think it's going to be, by running the numbers, it's going to be not quite as flat shooting out to 1,000, but beyond 1,000 because of the weight of the bullet and the high BC, it's going to carry much better.
I'm not going to lie. When you just said you shot 224 to a mile, I got pissed because I can't even get my to do it at 100 yards.
Dude, all you got to do is go ahead. You go ahead.
I said, make you even more upset. It was with a Bear Creek Arsenal upper.
Okay, yeah, no, that worked.
Dude, I have a Bear Creek Arsenal barrel, 20-inch for the AR, and It's good. It's very accurate. However, it will not feed steel cases.
Bear Creek is the only barrel I've seen out of the box with a loose barrel extension.
Today I learned that you can actually have a loose barrel extension.
Yeah, the pen was in it and everything, but it would rock back and forth.
That's insane. Yeah, man. Actually, I think the guy that I shoot 224 with, I think he might have had a Bear Creek barrel. I don't remember. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it was really surprising, and with factory ammo, it wouldn't shoot at all. But I worked up a hand load for it, and it actually shot pretty good.
Man, yeah, no, that's infuriating. Keep going.
Sorry,
I'm losing my right now. So 7mm SOM is the one that you use the most, but you mentioned a couple different competition things. Which were those again?
Like just F class is what I usually shoot. I know there's PRS, which I don't get into. I'm more of a lay down and not move and shoot, but I've always kind of wanted to mess around with PRS. But I shoot F class, mid range and long range, so 600 and 1,000 yard.
He just texted me. He said it was a PSA barrel, so that's even worse.
I'm willing to bet that our listener Douglas Year Out is going to want to have a competition with you.
He definitely is another long range shooter.
All he does is post about all his long range shoots all the freaking time.
Okay, so run us through like a stage on F class, so we can get an idea of what it is.
It's a lay down prone. It's a lot of what you see on. Oh shoot, I can't think of any examples right offhand. But you lay down prone. You've got a big, huge target downrange at say 1,000 yards. You shoot a 20-shot string. You've got a 5-inch X ring, a 10-inch 10 ring, and you just see how tight you can keep all 20 rounds.
I've got a 1/4-inch O ring.
Is that your?
Nice.
I was going to say.
I was like, oh god, no one's laughing. No one's laughing.
A 1/4-inch is pretty impressive, to be honest with you.
Goodness. No, so I mean that makes sense. That sounds kind of fun. You say there's like no running in F class?
No, it's lay down and shoot prone.
Oh, that sounds fun actually.
Yeah, it's my type of shooting.
Timed stages?
No. Well, I take that back. It depends on if there's a whole bunch of shooters and you're shooting multiple relays, then yeah, sometimes they put a time limit on it. But for the most part, no. Which is kind of nice. You can kind of watch the wind flags and wait out your conditions and things.
That's actually, that sounds kind of cool. Because PRS is like there's moving and running and laying in uncomfortable shooting positions. That just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that at all, really.
No, a lot of positional shooting.
What would you say is the most popular caliber in the F class, at least where you shoot?
The 7mm Shaheen, which is kind of a wildcat caliber, which seems to be the go-to nowadays pretty much everywhere. The whole reason I put together my 7 SOM was I wanted something for F class and something that I could use for like stupid far shots. So,
did you say what the furthest you've shot is?
2,500 was the furthest I've ever shot, which is my 7 SOM. Which I plan to. They're harvesting the crops out there where I shoot at right now, so hopefully I can get it out a little further than that this year. Man,
that is absolutely ridiculous.
Now, do you have to walk it on to a shot like that, or is it just like
my furthest ever cold bore shot was like 2,100 and something, but on a 24-inch plate is how big a target I'm shooting at. But yeah, typically it's see where your bullet splashes and then adjust when you're shooting out to those types of distances.
Gotcha. What kind of impact? I mean, it's not hitting super hard at that point, right? Or is it still flying with some speed?
Hard enough to make a mark on the target that sometimes you can see it from your shooting position, but or through a spotting scope. But it's definitely down well under like 600 foot-pounds.
Gotcha. Like you couldn't take a deer with that distance.
No.
Or a human.
You probably could. I wouldn't. Yeah. Probably could, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't. I definitely wouldn't stand down range. Although we did stand down range of a cannon a few times and try to catch the cans.
Yeah, that was foolish.
Harder than you think.
I could imagine.
It's extremely difficult and annoying. and terrifying at the same time. If you were going to build a rifle right now and you wanted to try to do it on a budget, but still be competitive in F class, kind of where would you start, and run us through the components of that?
Am I shooting mid-range or long range?
Mid-range
is 600 yards. Long range is typically 800 to 1,000.
We'll say 800 to 1,000.
Okay. Probably like if it's like an out-of-the-box rifle, like your average rifle that you're going to find on the shelf, if I could find something in like a 7mm 08, probably something like that. It's a cartridge you can get nice heavy bullets that'll buck the wind and get them up to enough speed to be somewhat competitive.
All right.
7mm have started to kind of dominate in F class, in long range F class.
I'm like so behind the times.
Remember when we went to Thunder Valley, Aaron?
Yes.
Here we go.
There was a 6mm 284, a 6.5 284, and a 7mm 284 there.
It was ridiculous. I couldn't even keep track.
I was like, what the is going on?
You were what, like 300 Win Mag is what you had.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I had a 300 Win Mag.
Like, I understand that, but everyone's got like boxes with their own, bullets perfectly made and, just tuned in. It was crazy.
So you would get 7mm 08. What action would you choose?
Probably a Savage action if it was going to be for F class. Savage they actually make some really nice F class rifles like right out of the box. Like I like my Tika action, but it's a little more expensive. If I was going to try to do it on a budget, I would do a Savage in a 12 FV, which is like their target action on a budget.
Is that? I wonder if that's.
I think it's an exclusive to Cabela's and Bass Pro, the 12 FV.
Interesting.
That's actually I've got a 6mm Creedmoor built off of one
of the 12 FE because I have the 10 FU.
Hey, so that's like you can get the rifle, the Savage 12 FV for $419.99.
If you look around at that, like Cabela's, you can find them on sale sometimes for like $280.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
Wow, that's not bad. And then did you say what chassis you'd put it in?
If I was probably, I like my MDT chassis really.
MDT.
I really like if I was going to go all out, I'd go with a KRG Whiskey 3 chassis, but that's my absolute favorite chassis. But if I was going to save money, I'd go with some sort of MDT.
All right. I think I have the one that MDT makes for Drake Associates, the Hunter Stalker or whatever. Which
I saw
makes sense.
I saw your video.
Yeah,
because you are a stalker.
And a
I was
hunter.
gonna say, which one are you, Hunter or a stalker? You're a stalker named Hunter.
Whatever, Aaron.
It's like the HS3, isn't it?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think
but
it's an HS 2000.
I don't think that's true.
It's an XD.
But I do like it. So, all right. So we built a 7mm 08 and a 12 FV chassis. In a 12 FE action with a MDT chassis. What stock and grip you go with? Or
I like the what's the name of them?
I would grip your mother.
The Masterpiece Arms vertical grip. It's got a really good thumb shelf that actually does some extra things.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've seen that one actually. The only Masterpiece Arms stuff that I have is their Defender, the pistol.
Disappointed.
The pistol caliber. Dude, I just got that thing back with a 3.5-inch barrel, but three inches of it is inside the receiver. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I promise. If I can get it to work. But yeah, so that chassis, the grip, what glass do you go with? And don't forget, we're on a budget right here.
On a budget, I tell you, well, I don't know. I've got a scope coming that should be here if it all works out like it's supposed to. And there's been a whole bunch of hype about them. Have you heard of the new company Arkin?
Yes.
It's fairly new. There's been a whole lot of hype on them. I've got one coming that should be here in a couple of weeks. But that would probably be if I was going to try to be on a budget and get the most out of my scope. From what I've heard, and I'm hoping it actually turns out that way. They are good at that.
Nice. Now, for the people who don't want to get like 7mm 08, What caliber would you recommend for somebody getting into it and trying to get into it on a budget and may or may not be reloading?
Probably, I would say 6mm Creedmoor, because that's one of my favorite calibers, but you're going to burn out barrels pretty quick. And if you're learning, that's probably not what you want to do. So probably 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yay. You just validated my purchase.
I've shot 6.5 Creedmoor at matches, and it does fine. You just have to know your wind calls.
Yeah.
Like you need a 243 Super Rock Chucker Magnum.
I've heard about this crazy thing.
Jeremy, share with him.
Oh, so it's a 25-06 brass, neck down to 6mm, with the shoulder pushed forward to a 40 degree, and I'm running 58 grains of reloader 22 behind an 80 grain nozzler ballistic tip.
Yeah, what kind of velocity?
4,200.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fast.
It goes right through steel plates.
I imagine.
Laser.
It looks like somebody hit a steel plate with a drill bit.
No, like a laser, man. There's not even.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't even peel out the back.
No, it doesn't even deform the plate. It is just like a laser went right through it. Conan in the chat says, "How do they feel about brakes on rifles in F class?"
It's a no-go. I typically have a brake on my 7 SOM, and I have to put a thread protector on.
So no suppressors in either.
No, and you kind of got to work up a load if you're going to run a brake. In the meantime, you kind of got to work up one load for no brake and one load for a muzzle brake. So the barrel harmonics typically change when you take off your muzzle brake.
Jeez.
What about the barrel with the harmonic twist on the end? I mean, is that okay?
The tuner, yeah. Tuners are fine. That's kind of where they're used the most.
Wait, why don't they allow brakes?
Because you've got guys laying down 3 feet from you on either side. And,
okay.
Yeah, I wish.
Stop being a pussy.
Yeah, that'd be like, don't be a.
Well, honestly, like most people would probably be just okay, but there's always the dude trying to push the envelope and just like ruining everyone's face.
Oh no, that was so great. We went to that match, and everybody's got like their little 6 mils and I show up with a 300 win mag, and it's like bang, 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 and then I'm over on the other end, boom. They're like, what the?
There's a lot of FUDs at matches, so that's a lot of FUDs don't prefer not to be listening to people's muzzle brake.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm going to start my own match where we can have muzzle brakes as loud as we want, and in all the calibers, and I could do whatever I want.
And here's a blackjack.
Yeah, here's a cocaine, all that stuff.
Dude, that would be a baller match.
Yeah,
That'd be terrible. Everyone on cocaine.
But wait,
You got to shoot these targets. Run down here, do 2 lines off this table, run back, shoot these other targets.
actually,
Then you got to stop.
run-
You get a lap dance. Then you've got to
down
shoot.
there.
Dude.
Do a line off the strippers. Then
As your heart explodes.
I want
I
a
think we have a
shooting
new
league.
class of competition going on here.
I want a shooting league that is only for people taking performance enhancing drugs.
we're going to call it C class.
D class.
I like you guys' ideas, but I really like the idea of laying down. So instead of cocaine, can it be like Quaaludes or something?
I mean, if you could find Quaaludes, they haven't made them since the 70s.
We tried heroin, but nobody shot anything. Everybody just laid there.
They just shot up. That's
Did I just age myself by saying Quaaludes?
Yes,
I think so.
We all saw The Wolf of Wall Street a few years ago. So
We're talking to David from Gunfather Precision. We'll be right back after this break. All right. So it kind of sucks that in F class you can't have suppressors, because then I couldn't use my Bowers Group cans. And honestly, like, I love it on my 6.5 Creedmoor because I've got a 24-inch barrel, and then the suppressor is like 11 inches long for the Verse 30T. So
something like that.
It's so far away from me. It's like movie quiet because I can't even hear it. It's like in the next zip code almost, which was pretty dang awesome. And I love that can on this rifle. I've decided it's going to be permanent. I'm never taking it off. And Nick, you've shot it.
yeah,
What do you think?
it's pretty neat. I like it.
Aaron, you've got it. What do you have it on?
I have it on my 6.5 Creedmoor.
Nice. Pretty quiet on yours as well. What barrel? What barrel length?
20 inch.
20 inch.
Yeah.
Nice. Mine's 24.
I mean, mine's 26. $1.
$1, Bob. But yeah, Verse 30T, awesome cam from Bowers Group. If you need to find out more, go to bowersgroup.com and use coupon code WLS to save money. All right, we are back with David from Gunfather Precision. So you mentioned there's a lot of FUDs and long range competitions. Tell us, like, what is the population of these matches like? I know, like IPSC and USPSA are generally filled with like younger, mobile people, but there's some older people that do it. But is it the same population or different?
No. I think because these guys shoot long range until they can't move anymore, and then they decide they want to lay down and shoot it. So it's typically the much older crowd. I'm usually one of the youngest people there.
Do you have to wear concealment garments?
No. Now there is some funny looking. There's guys that shoot what's called sling, and they wear these funny jackets that have a weird sling intertwined in it, and they use that as a rest to shoot iron sights at 1,000 yards.
Jeez, I mean that's pretty cool, but yeah, I don't think I'd get along great.
No, it's not my thing.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I don't know. Savage says, "Dude, I'm reading Savage's comment like it's a listener comment." He says, "Savage1R says, dude, the new sound equipment is really making a difference." I got a little confused.
Is he drunk?
No, actually.
I'm the one that's got 2 beers in him.
Oh, Savage got 2 beers in him.
Savage is
He
drunk.
doesn't know where he's at.
Yeah. Savage is 172.
Why 172? Wasn't it 171?
No, he's a halfling, so he's half of 171.
Oh, let's see.
What is half of 171?
35.5, 50, 85.5.
Okay. I'm 85.5. Woo!
We should have waited for Savage to finish figuring that out.
Nobody's got that kind of time. He's had 2 beers, Nick.
I know. It's going to get crazy.
What magnification do you shoot at? Either F-class, PRS, whatever. Like, what do you actually prefer? I know some people want to be able to see the speckles on the target, and other people never go past 10.
It depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm shooting F-class, I've got my magnification all the way up. I've got a match scope that's got 30 power magnification, and I'll crank it all the way up. But if I'm shooting out just practicing or something, I typically don't run anywhere near full power.
That makes sense.
Sometimes I do shots where like I'm trying to shoot like a pop can or a golf ball real far away, and then I of course do. But
yeah, that's where I want to go next. Is like I've hit the IPSC steel at 1,000 now. Now I want to try to shoot something smaller, like a milk jug or Aaron, something like that. It is fun, man. I will say that I was definitely like disenchanted by 224 Valkyrie. And when we hit at 1,000 with the 6.5 Creedmoor, I was just like, I really haven't come down from it since. Like I have that rifle out all the time just so I can like mess around with it and look at it and, just figure out what I want to change, what I want to tighten, things like that. So it's definitely got me really re-interested in it. And I've got the dies and everything to do reloading for 6.5 Creedmoor. So at some point I'll be dialing that in. And I don't think we've given up on 224 Valkyrie yet.
You should.
I think 224 Valkyrie disappointed a lot of people.
Yeah. What twist rate did you say your barrel was?
For the Valkyrie?
Yeah, for Valkyrie.
1 and 7.
Yeah, that's what mine is too. See?
Yeah, I know there's a big controversy between 1 and 6.5 and 1 and 7, but
yeah, I mean, I guess I just really need to come to terms with the fact that I might just suck at this.
Well, did you have it? I'm assuming you had it in a gas gun.
Yes, without question.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get a gas gun to shoot anywhere near like a bolt gun.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get good accuracy out of them, but you're not going to get the same consistent accuracy that you're going to out of a bolt gun.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely true. It's not even like I was trying to go to 1,000 though. I'm trying to be like consistent and have a respectable group at 100, and we can't get there, which is really annoying. Someone said my name in chat. What was it? Sean, long range dry fire practice. Oh, maybe he's asking you. How do you do dry fire, or do you even need to since you have a range in your backyard?
No, I still do. Not as much as when I was shooting like USPSA, I'd dry fire like a half hour every night. Now I kind of slacked off. Like with this stuff, I just do it about once a week, maybe a half hour, just lay down prone, just like I normally would. I've got a little spot on my wall that I use as like an aiming point. And I know if I'm a certain distance away from it, it's equal to a 1 MOA target.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You mentioned the McGowan precision barrels.
Yep,
you just rebarreled. You've found pretty good luck with those.
Yeah. They're I'm really kind of impressed. They started doing what's called shouldered prefits. So typically, if you got a prefit, you use a barrel nut. You put it on your rifle. You put a headspace gauge in. You take a barrel nut and tighten it. Tighten the barrel down on the headspace gauge, then tighten it down with a barrel nut. Well, they've started doing with Tikkas, because Tikka actions are so consistent. They started doing shouldered prefits, so you can literally have it ready to go. Headspace, you just screw it into your action, torque it down to spec, and you're ready to go.
How?
I don't know. From what I understand, there's McGowan now, and there's another one. I think Patriot Valley. I think both those are doing shouldered prefits for Tikkas.
Interesting.
That's pretty awesome.
I've got to point out.
I've got one on this, and it shoots really well.
McGowan is out of Kalispell, Montana.
Oh, of course they are.
They are.
That's crazy.
There's a whole bunch of barrel companies in Kalispell.
There sure are.
There is. What's the one that's Falcor basically bought or runs or whatever?
I don't know that they own one. A barrel.
I know Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur's out there, but they're their own thing. Are you talking about that like weird sleeved thing that they have?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Is it like Dragos or something like that?
Yes, Dracos.
Yeah.
Sleeve of wizard.
Totally off topic, but TK in the chat said, my wife and I had our third child on Friday evening. She wouldn't let me name our little girl Sean Heron Congable. Get her on the phone.
That's a terrible name.
You
should have gone with Nicholas.
But you really should
Nicole or
name
Nikki.
your kid.
I would go with Aaron Spencer Krieger Congable.
He said that she picked a girl name, and honestly, Sean Heron's kind of a girl name. I'm not going to lie. I'm okay with it. I understand.
I wouldn't say it's a girl name, but it is definitely the name of a.
So I don't know if they still are, but at one point McGowan was offering conversion kits to turn an SMLE into a like a Delisle. So they had like little 45 ACP barrels that you could install, and then like a kit so that you could put a 1911 mag in there. Definitely
now
cool.
you have my interest.
Yeah. Savage is like, what? That sounds idiotic. I love it.
How can I bubble that shit up?
No, it's awesome because then you integrally suppress it, and you have a badass little subsonic suppressed bolt action carbine.
Yeah, you really don't. It's okay.
Sounds
No,
pretty
you
great.
really do.
Sounds pretty great.
Do you know how to do that?
But no, you really don't.
So we talked a little bit about your rifle, your favorite rifle, but what other stuff is like kind of mandatory for doing long range, 800 to 1,000 plus, like wind meters and like ballistic calculator, like all the stuff that you use, bags, rests, like anything you can think of, like what's mandatory and what's great to have.
I have a video on that, actually, the 6 things you need. I think there's ammo, obviously, a rifle, some sort of rear bag, a bipod, and not all bipods are created equal by no means.
That's right. Just ask my wife. I don't know what that means. But, yeah.
Ammo, rifle, bag, bipod.
Paper and pencil, so you can write down your data, and then it'd be nice to have a wind meter if you've got one. Like I don't even have like a Kestrel. I use just a cheap Amazon anemometer.
That's what I use.
Works just fine.
You guys
it works just fine.
That's exactly. It's like $11 or something.
Yeah, I think I paid like $20, and I've been using it for years, and it works great.
Is it yellow?
No, mine's black.
Oh man, mine's yellow. It looks dumb. I feel like a pour every time I break it out, but it works.
Hey man,
same color as a Kestrel, but
yeah,
black wind meters matter.
That is true. That is true. Because I think people like get really into the gear, and I totally understand, but that's where you like go broke, is with the gear. Like the rifle's expensive enough, the optic is expensive enough, and then you get, rear bag and the bipods, and man, you go broke.
Yeah, it gets expensive real quick.
All right, so in Call of Duty, there's this one part where you got to shoot this guy, and you're in Russia, and he's near a Ferris wheel.
Remember, no Russian.
So, and then you got to shoot him, but it's very windy there. Do you ever play that game? You know what I'm talking about?
It's Ukraine.
No, I'm assuming you have to account for the wind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you get every time. Like it took me like 3 times to actually be able to hit him. Like it resets every time. You're like, oh, you died. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just
Let's say the only video game.
Aaron, go ahead. Interrupt.
Well, it's like that. He said, "Go ahead." It's like when 2 people are waving each other through a 4-way stop.
Yeah, you guys just had a head-on collision.
Stop, break. Okay, whatever. Just go.
Go ahead, David.
I was going to say the only video game I ever play is Call of Duty on my phone, like on my lunch break at work.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Where do you expect your channel to go in the next, I don't know, you going to keep doing it? Like, where do you want it to go?
I don't know. I figure after this, I'll gain dozens of followers, but
literally
dozens. No, I don't know. I figure I'll keep. It's actually started to seeming to take off a little bit, so I'll probably just keep doing like I have been, and if it does, I'll kind of roll with it.
No, man. I watch your channel. Some of them, like some of the videos, like I don't have. I don't plan to go down that avenue, but so many of them have great info. Like I know you've been watching the show for a while, and I've been. Don't you have like a 1,000-yard sweat hoodie or something from WLS?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah,
I was gonna say I thought that you got one.
Yeah, you guys ever gonna do that again?
I think we should.
Yeah, except once you win once.
Oh no, you can win more.
I back it up to if I back up to 1,200, does that count?
I think so. Yeah,
you can win again, but you have to buy the hoodie. So
okay, anybody that can take out Aaron. No, that's a terrible contest.
Right, because someone will actually take you up on it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I'm not even going to say that.
And it wouldn't be that difficult.
No, we should do that. What was that again? I can't even remember what the competition was.
It was your we like shooting shootout, but you said if anybody could shoot that little target at 1,000 yards, you'd give them a hoodie.
I think you did it like that day or something.
Just fairly shortly after I heard that.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I think you were the first one to get a hoodie, and then let's see, I think Roden got a hoodie. I don't remember, but definitely I know a lot of our listeners have been moving into long range shooting and competitions and things like that. So definitely growing. We've got the Long Range Addicts podcast on the Firearms Radio Network with Cole Kornberg from POI.
I've been listening to that. It's pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, I know he's got some good people from the industry on and stuff like that. But yeah. So if I was going to make a change to my rifle, you said you watched the video. What would you recommend is going to get me the most bang for my buck?
A new shooter.
Yeah, not sucking.
Okay, that's fair.
You had what'd you have, a Harris bipod on it?
I don't even think I had a bipod on it. Or wait, did I?
Okay.
Maybe it might be a Magpul.
Wait,
it's a Magpul.
Were you shooting off? I think you were shooting off the ammo can.
Oh, yeah, I was shooting off the ammo can. That's what it is.
So there you go. Yeah, a bipod,
and
preferably like an Atlas or something that you can actually get some preload in it.
I'm going to tell you this, that I preload the out of my Magpul bipod expecting it to break, and it still hasn't.
I've actually been pretty surprised by those. Yeah, they're not too bad.
Yeah. And I think I've got a spare one. So
I remember that it was the ammo can because someone sent me a message and they were like, "What's up with Sean shooting off the can?" And I was like, "I don't know." And they were like, "He'd probably do better if he had bags or something." And I was like, "He does. He's got a bipod. He's got bags.
Okay,
he's got all kinds of great stuff." They were like, "Well, why didn't he take them?" I was like, "I don't know. I wasn't there."
I love how they're like, "Is Sean okay?"
Yeah. Can you check on him?
So, fun fact: we didn't expect to shoot long range. We were just going to zero the rifle. Like we had other stuff that we were recording content for, but it did so well zeroing that we went to the 1,000-yard range. And the f***ed up thing is I have like really nice bags from Coltac. Like our whole outfit is all Coltac, and it's super nice stuff. So anyway, I've got the backpack ready, and we'll be taking it every time we take that rifle from now on, because shooting off the ammo can sucked, and we have really nice stuff that we'll be using and reviewing. I know we've talked about the Coltec stuff a lot on the show, but it'll be in a lot of videos coming up very soon. Yeah, I think a bipod.
I've got some Coltec bags.
Yeah, what do you think?
I like them. I've got a what's it called? The Boss bag. Actually, it's right here.
Yeah,
the Boss bag rear bag. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's actually the same one that I have. Statler, here Sean goes talking about his bag.
We got brand new bags down at the range because we have like a couple of bags, for people to borrow. And like brand new, just put it on the line. First guy uses it, lays the muzzle device of his AR on top of the bag and cracks the round off and brings it back empty.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Just gutted it. And I'm like, how?
Did you charge him for it?
Yeah, he paid for it.
Okay.
So, Jeremy, do you have one of these Boss bags?
I do not have a Boss bag.
I figured you'd have one of the Boss bags because your Facebook profile says Boss for your job title.
It does.
I don't think it says that.
Yeah, it does. No, it does. I just looked.
When we were in Ohio.
Hold on. Let me look again.
If it said anything, it would say HMFIC.
No, I just looked again. It still says Boss.
Well, when we were in Ohio, we set your profile because you left it up on your computer. So we set your job title to Boss a year ago.
Where?
July 4th.
I don't even know I don't even know where you're looking.
Well,
Can you bring it up on screen for us, Sean?
no,
No, we don't want to invade Jeremy's.
I don't want to dox him.
Yeah, it's on his personal Facebook account. So
Paz Derek is a made up name. It's a pseudonym.
Yep. And it's actually not River's Edge Tactical.
Speaking of Coltec, the other day he messaged me and he's all, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was all, cheese is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, who doesn't like cheese?
I thought you were going to say.
I don't like cheese.
I thought you were going to say he messaged you and he was like, "What the man? Not using any of the stuff I sent you."
Wait, that's
okay. But cheese.
Stop the show. What do you mean?
I
you don't
like cheese, but I don't love cheese. Like
Well, you're
people.
wrong.
You not like pizza?
I do like pizza.
Sean's wrong.
It's basically cheese. I mean, you couldn't have pizza without cheese.
I know. I understand this. Some people will just like eat cheese by
Do you
itself.
like nachos?
I like nachos.
Okay, cheese again.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like cheese. I just don't like cheese like other people like cheese. I will not take like a slice of cheese and just eat it like that. That's
Yeah,
not-
no,
Oh
that's
my
delicious.
god, that's amazing.
Do you like cheese sticks?
Do you not eat?
No, I don't like. I don't like string cheese.
Eat some gay cheese.
I will literally eat a block of cheese by itself.
I know. I've seen you.
Sean,
Pepper Jack? Oh my god.
Sean doesn't know the glory of just sitting down to like charcuterie for dinner.
I hate
What
pepper
about
jack. I
cheese
like
curds?
charcuterie.
you hate Pepper Jack?
Yes, I hate pepper jack.
You're
Pepper
not
jack's
even
really
human.
good, though.
I won't eat-
Fondue?
I
I
won't
say
eat
you
it.
don't like fondue now?
I like fondue.
It's fucking cheese.
I know.
It's like a brick of cheese that someone melted. Then you just like put it on.
I like cheeseburgers.
Okay.
I don't want cheese on my hot dog.
What about so you don't like
Well,
those
that's
hot
okay.
dogs?
Well, it
hot
depends
dogs
on the hot
infused with
dog.
cheese.
What about like chili
No.
cheese
Ooh.
dogs?
I like chili cheese dogs.
Okay.
But some
That's,
people
that's
just.
cheese on a hot dog, by the way.
David, what's your thoughts on cheese?
Hell, my wife actually just yesterday bought some whiskey cheese.
Okay,
and I was sitting down eating the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm totally in.
What about brie? Would you eat brie, Sean?
I have eaten brie. I just.
And that's just eat cheese basically straight up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A while back, I caught a whiff of my feet and I was like, "Man, that kind of smells like cheese," and I got hungry.
So anyway, he was biting his toenails.
Monday cheese.
I was like, "Damn, I need some Parmesan or something."
Just grate those feet. I've seen.
David, can you stick around for a bit, or you got to run?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. You're on the show now,
Yeah, I'm
man.
here.
Anything you got? But
Awesome.
before we go, tell everyone where they can find and subscribe to your channel and keep up with all the content that you do.
Gunfather Precision on YouTube or the same name on Instagram.
Very, very cool. And yeah, Gunfather Precision, go check it out, especially if you're. There's really good stuff out there. I have seen that top 6 things that you'll need video. I remember watching that a while back. So definitely good stuff. Go check them out. Gunfather Precision. And here we go. And it's and it's time, Aaron, to talk about. Let's see, where are we going? You know what? We'll do.
Where are we going as human beings?
I don't know.
What does this all mean?
Eventually, we'll have three fingers.
Straight to the grave, bro.
I changed everything recently, so just getting used to it all again. It's going real well, as you can tell. But yeah, I do want to talk about Franklin Armory before we do anything else. The 1022 binary trigger. You can get 22 ammo.
That's what it sounds like when you say 1022.
I was actually watching a video on their YouTube channel the other day, and dude, they get some ridiculous strings. It sounds like it's full auto. I know that the open bolt 1022s are super fast.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Because I know what a full auto 1022 sounds like.
So do I.
I do too.
I'm telling you, like, it's not every time, but they get some really good strings out of them. And the binary trigger, if it's not available right now, they're putting them out in stock all the time. Go to franklinarmory.com, use coupon code WLS10, and get a binary trigger for your 1022. It's the American thing to do, and who knows, after tomorrow or when the show publishes today, who knows what's going to be illegal come January. But this is Gear Chat. I guess we'll start off with Nick.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Okay.
So I completely forgot about Gear Chat and getting ready for this, so I just found this while we were talking.
Oh, good.
It's an article from over at Pew Pew Tactical.
Love those guys.
And it's the world's 10 worst gun ideas and accessories. I'm kind of moving into Aaron's double tap segment here.
No, by all means. Let's see him. Whip him up on the screen.
So he's got a list of 10 items here. He has most homemade suppressors is number 1. He talks about like the oil filters or the solvent filters and the fuel filters and stuff that people do. Mag lights he's got in there. He's got the Glock auto sears that people buy from Wish.
Do they actually work?
I don't know. Do you want to go to prison for 10 years?
I have heard they do.
I mean, I can ask the question without going to prison.
Nope. They're on their way right now.
He's got the solvent trap kits, of course.
Those work?
This is where it really gets interesting, though. Is when
He's like homemade suppressors and then solvent traps. It's like, yeah, stupid. That's the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. That kind of counts as 2. But my favorite is number 4, trigger activated lights and lasers. And then he's got a couple of different examples of lights and lasers where you touch your finger to the trigger to turn them on and off.
Ooh.
Or remove your finger from the trigger to turn them off.
Okay, there is one of those that I actually do like, that X-Tech Tactical. Mm-hmm. The one where once your finger enters the trigger guard, it activates it.
I am still not crazy about that.
I kind of dig it.
What if you're just trying to identify something?
Then I'm pretty sure they teach you like not to use your gun light to like look for stuff.
Well, I'm not talking about like looking at stuff, but you see a person in a dark hallway. Do you want to point the gun at them and put your finger in the trigger?
Kind of, because if I identify that they're a threat, I want to be able to engage quickly. Although we did talk about your thing the other day about positions, like the low ready being.
Well, I mean, typically, like when we went and took that low light class with Robert Butler, who says that you can't shoot a 308 out to 1,000 yards, we talked about not, pointing the gun at an unknown, right? Like you want to bounce the light off of the ground or off a wall or something to try and identify the target.
Yeah.
He talks about the grip and mag knives or knives.
A grip knife?
I completely agree that these are usually pretty dumb. Yeah, like there's the one that's the foregrip where you pull it down and the blade pops out, or there are a few that attach to the base plate of a pistol.
Terrible.
So, when you go to do that tack rack bang, just go ahead and impale your hand.
And every time you reload, you suddenly lose your knife.
Yeah.
Like I had a knife.
I had a knife.
You have a lot of knives, then you're okay.
Do you guys remember that quad rail muzzle brake?
Yes.
That's on the list. He's got an excellent photo here. If you keep scrolling down, where somebody has a flashlight right there. They have a flashlight on it and then also a foregrip.
Oh, boy.
And then, those ports come out at 90 degrees. So
I still have one of these, actually.
That dude's
thumb's going to get a little
burnt. That dude's thumb tip is going to be a little crispy, I think.
I love this. This is great.
Unpleasant, to say the least.
And then the next picture is a huge fireball. And explosive gas pressures.
This is God, that thing.
I bought it.
Yep.
I have it.
Oh, God. Oh, it is only $20.
Yeah.
Anything that attaches a gun to a gun is number 8.
Okay, well, first off, this thing's pretty awesome.
Dog.
I use my pistol to fight to get to my rifle. Well, guess what?
Yeah,
But that pistol has an auto sear on it. It looks like, or is that just a charging
I think it's
handle?
a charging handle,
Okay,
maybe. But I would mostly agree. I think there are times like that thing from years and years ago that was like, it was a single point sling that attached two Glocks together.
Yeah.
So the top of the slides were facing each other and the magazines were pointing out, and it had a Picatinny rail on top so you could put a red dot on it, and you would hold it with like your thumbs pointing towards each other sort of, and push it away using the sling. That thing was pretty freaking awesome, even if it is dumb. But he talks about the Zip 22, which is the worst firearm ever made. My God, that thing's horrible.
Considered an accessory though? That's weird.
No, it's a gun.
It's a gun, yeah.
It's horrible.
But like, I still do want a master key.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't master keys have a reputation for like bending uppers or something like that?
Not to my knowledge.
They were damaging something, which is why they don't. Well, and they're heavy.
They're damaging my chill.
Yeah, I mean the idea was solid. It's just there's better options.
And then he's got that crossbow that attaches to an AR lower, which, I mean, at this point, pretty much everything attaches to an AR lower. It'd be pretty badass if you could get like a kitchen mixer, like a KitchenAid that attached to an AR lower. And then anything from Wish is his number 10.
That makes sense.
But a pretty good list. There's some entertaining stuff here. Some of these pictures are pretty great. It's always fun to see the stuff that, like, you know, we all kind of laugh at but then forget about. It's kind of fun to see it pop back up a few years later.
I know that one of our friends just went to Pew Pew Tactical, but I don't know if it's public, and I don't see that person on the page, so I'm not going to say anything. But one of our good friends just went to Pew Pew Tactical, so keep an eye out for that announcement if it's not public.
And she's a wonderful person.
Okay, I didn't say she.
I didn't either. I didn't identify her gender. You just did.
But yeah, what have you guys seen?
Why I knew.
Have you guys seen any like extra dumb stuff lately?
Lately? Yeah, that flashlight you showed the other day, or was it Savage you showed it?
No, it was Nick.
Oh no, it was me actually.
Oh.
The one that had the flashlight built into the magazines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Into the base plates.
I've got a light, and then every time I reload, I need a new light. It's like, oh, okay.
And
I call it the Hansel and Gretel effect. You can always find your way back by following the flashlights.
Oh, okay. It looks like she did announce it on her Instagram. So our friend Jackie Billings from Guns.com now has left Guns.com and is working for Pew Pew Tactical.
Yeah, I love that that base plate idea. So you got like, say you're buying TLR ones.
Yeah.
They're what, $120? So if you carry like your gun and 2 reloads, you got $360 worth of flashlights, right?
Yeah.
And then another $300 for ammo.
It'd be a lot easier to grab it out of your mag carrier, though.
That's true. It would. Yeah.
You'd only
Gives
be
you
able
like
to carry 2
like
mags. Yeah.
Hey, let's make like a, you know how canes sometimes have like a, you know, a knob on the end for you to hang on to? Let's make those, but they're magazine base plates.
A knob.
Yeah, so they're like, we could use pool balls and just cut like a groove into them so the magazine slots in. And
Oh, that would actually be awesome. But then it goes into a cane, and you've got a mag release on the cane.
Ooh.
So your magazine is stored. You got a spare mag in your
so
cane with an 8-ball.
Instead of a sword cane, you've got a mag cane.
A dragon.
Ooh. Or just one of those
just make
bowl.
the whole cane a magazine, and when you're walking,
Bad dragon.
There you go.
ka-chunk, and then you
No,
have
Savage.
then you have a monopod.
What was the... Oh, I saw a picture of an airsoft gun last night.
Wow,
That
Congratulations.
somebody had put a rail section on the stock, and then they had an Enforce WML that they had mounted onto the rail section on the stock,
I hate this.
which is interesting.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, I
actually.
sent it to you.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. I did see it. Oh, that's terrible. What about you, David? Any dumb products that hit in the long range realm?
There's quite a few. I saw one the other day that was it was for ARs. It's I think it's called the Podium. It's it's meant to replace a bipod, and so it's sits around your mag, and you it kind of cradles your magazine, and that's what you use as your bipod, is this podium that you're sitting the whole rifle down into.
Oh boy,
Nothing like having that nice fulcrum there.
Yeah.
On a machine gun, we just call that a T&E.
Testing and evaluation.
No, it's a traversing and elevation.
Interesting.
But why not like put it further out so you have more stability?
I call it an unstable shooting platform.
I call it, watch this thing rise up really quickly.
Roden says, Gunfather, what about the barrel coolers that go zzz?
Depends on what you're using them for. I mean, that depends on what barrel cooler it is, but I've seen the barrel coolers definitely come in use like at a match between 20 round strings. It's kind of nice to have your barrel back down to as cool as you can get it.
Josh A. Hey, I have one of those.
I have one of those that I use for my AR, and I never shoot more than 1 round per 30 seconds. And I stop every 5 rounds to put the cooler in there just to make sure everything stays optimal temperature, you know?
Love it. Love it.
I just shoot out of a cooler. I just put my gun in a cooler.
You just put it in a, you have like a Yeti.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, those frozen eye masks? I just wrap about 10 of them around my handguard.
Yes. Bringing a bunch of ice packs to the range. People are like, wow, you must get hurt a lot. Nah.
Not at all. Just trying to be accurate.
Just back there with a super soaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cold War, bro.
Actually, CMMG, I think it is, always takes their mutant and just shoots it until the barrel's smoking, and then they just dunk it in a bucket of freaking cold water.
I always bring dry ice with me.
I retrofitted a Maxim machine gun barrel onto my long range gun, so I got a water jacketed barrel.
How awesome would that be?
The history of those is
so
actually kind of
handy.
awesome.
It'd be so handy, though.
Have it hooked up to like a little electric pump with a radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes zzz.
Has anyone water cooled their gun like they do like a computer?
I was thinking that'd probably work out pretty okay.
I mean, they used to. They were called water
That's what he was just talking about.
Yeah, but I mean that's like a big
I mean,
giant jacket, where now they could just probably get some pretty efficient copper or aluminum tubing and rotate it around the barrel and then run water through it like that.
okay.
You could take Aaron's Fend AR barrel that he hates so much.
True.
Run some little tubes across that.
Yeah, I mean, just like the systems that people use for their PCs, like those water cooler systems. Now, I can say that copper, like, it doesn't cool. Like, I was trying to create a thing that would cool water by running it through copper coils that were sitting on top of fans, and it came out hotter at the other end. And I was running.
You'd have to have a reservoir. You'd have to totally have a reservoir.
Yeah,
and it would go down the cool water reservoir and then cool down that way.
And then you
if
put
you just-
dry ice in the reservoir.
Oh,
and then you would
liquid
seal the
nitrogen.
container really, really
that
tight.
seems convenient.
Liquid nitrogen would work really well, too.
Good idea.
All around the gun.
I still want to see somebody redo a Lewis gun upper for an AR-15.
What you need is liquid methane.
What we need is liquid meth.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we had that.
Wait, do we? I don't know.
We don't?
Not a connoisseur, man. I can't say.
You're just a connoisseur.
Wow. What did I do to you, Jeremy? Shut up, Savage.
It's a kind of dinosaur that went away.
Saurus Rex.
Yeah. I don't even know what's happening right now. I blacked out. All right. Well,
That's only because you're jealous of my new toy.
I'm not going to lie. I am. Oh. I can always tell when Jeremy's been drinking because I just get a text that's like, kill yourself. Like at 10 o'clock on a Friday. And then we do the ritual and I'm like, no, you kill yourself, you piece of and then we talk. It's like, it's our check system to make sure that we're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. What toy did you get, Jeremy?
Well, I don't have it completely done yet, but by next week, should I keep it a secret? Or should I
keep it a secret if it's not done
till
yet.
I have it done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it a secret. Tune in next week on We Like Shooting.
Basically, I have a new machine gun, and I'll tell you what it is next week.
And you're going to be so excited.
That one.
And will you have ammo by next week?
Probably not, actually.
Yeah, okay. That's
I
kind
would
of
love
what
to post a video on Facebook about it. But yeah, no, unless, should I drop a little hint?
Just don't give it away.
I mean, it'll kind of give it away.
Well, then don't do it.
Yeah,
If I tell what caliber it shoots.
No, they can wait. They need to wait.
Okay.
Come back next week, and you will find out what Jeremy's got. I wanted to cover get home bags, and as we talk about the show, we'll start to kind of figure out why, because we all know what's happening tomorrow or when the show releases in audio today. It's the election, so I was thinking, when Trump wins, that it's going to get maybe a little bit silly. Like we've seen riots all across the country. We see them erecting non-scalable fences around the White House today, is the reports in the news. I think when Trump wins that it's going to get a little bit nuts. We're going to see a lot of these bigger cities like Portland and Seattle and Illinois and some places, I don't know, like Philly, Minneapolis. Like we're going to see the same rioting that we've seen throughout the summer for everything that's been going on. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And look, I truly just don't want to be messed with. And it's kind of a concern that I have that, like, I live in a pretty big town. What do we have? 500,000 people here?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's a decent sized town. We did have a couple of riots and them throwing rocks and at the cops downtown for BLM and Antifa and stuff like that. So I was revisiting today get home bags. I just want to make sure that Angel and I can get home and be safe and be able to protect our family if necessary. And so I was trying to think of what I wanted to put in it, and I wanted to get you guys' input. So in my get home bag, I've got 10 fully loaded AR mags. I've got my suppressed SBR with folding stock so it'll fit in a bag. I've got my ballistic helmet with night vision. I've got my body armor. I've got radios. I've got 2 med kits. I don't have any food. I don't have any water because, again, this isn't my survival bag. This is my get home bag. Just in case someone attacks us, tries to take our life. I just want to be prepared for the worst and assume that the best is going to be what happens. But what am I missing in that bag? Oh, and I'm putting it in a big Bertha from Hackett Equipment.
2 pounds of tannerite and a couple of hand grenades.
I actually do have some tannerite.
If you have tannerite, you can basically have hand grenades.
What about gas masks? I've got a couple gas masks. What do you think?
What about
gas masks? Yes,
toilet paper?
The only thing you're likely to run into is just going to be an irritant, not a biological, nuclear, or chemical. It's not going to be, mustard gas. It's going to be CS gas.
Agreed.
Would eye wash
if
be
you
valuable?
can deal with an irritant for a little bit, and you're going to be most likely in a car, you could probably speed away from the area.
Well, that's assuming somebody doesn't know about bleach and ammonia.
Honestly, and
Thanks for telling him, Savage. Yeah, geez.
Honestly,
My bad.
Ramatoric says battery chargers, battery banks. I totally agree. I just wrote that down, actually. And then I'm building Angel a get home bag that has basically the same stuff in it.
Or fold out solar panel.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those, man. They don't work. And honestly,
I've got one that works pretty good.
if I'm outside long enough to
Like
recharge,
a phone or a pad, yeah, it'll work.
send me which one you have, because the one I have doesn't work that great at all, especially for the newer phones and stuff.
Oh, newer phones, yeah, maybe.
TK says, in all seriousness, what about laser resistant glasses? Well, the election's tomorrow and I can't get those, but I mean, that's not a terrible
Just buy
idea.
some mirrored glasses. They'll reflect it right back at the people shooting lasers at you.
I do have the ability to close my eyes. So
What if you close them too late?
what if I close them too early?
What if you close them and then they're closed and then somebody beats you with your skateboard?
What if I scream, Jesus, take the wheel?
What if you close your legs?
Wow.
I can't wait to see.
Escalated quickly. Show name.
I can't wait to wake up Wednesday morning to see footage of Sean running at someone with his longboard.
Flashlights and a map also says Ramatorix. That's good. What else we got going on up
It
here?
charges Savage's jitterbug just fine.
Jitterbug.
Do you have any flares, road flares?
No. Yeah, I do actually. Yes.
Because if you take one of those and shove it in your gas tank and push the car towards people.
What you need is like five of those propane cans and subsequent amount of what Aaron just said.
Road flares?
Flares. So you could duct tape that to it, strike it, light it up, throw it, and then shoot it. And there's a big fireball, and then you get out of Dodge.
I want to do a video like that.
The problem with the propane is it doesn't actually blow up, and it only flares out very quickly.
I said it's a big fireball, and then you can get the out of Dodge.
I mean, it's really fast.
I'm aware. I've done it.
This
Gas
seems
tanks are better.
so freaking labor intensive.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not using a big enough propane tank.
Maybe like an MRE or two.
Like a 80
Couple
pounder.
bottles of water.
No, 1,000-pound one off a house just rolling down the street.
Okay, now I'm watching. Now I'm
Battery,
with
phone charger.
I have one with about 600 gallons of propane in it.
Tylenol or ibuprofen.
Get home bag.
No,
He does
propane
have,
tank.
no, but he's got a pipeline right near his house.
Aaron's
My
like,
house runs on.
Aaron's like, I'm just going to shoot the pipeline
There'll be a fireball, and I'll be able to escape.
to nowhere.
I hope the ride started at Aaron's house. It'll be really lonely out in the middle of the woods. You know, what would they riot about? Get those deer out of here.
Honestly, Aaron's going to just shoot the pipeline and be like, sorry, protesters.
Vaporized. How do you know I don't have a bunch of tannerite buried around my house?
Any medications that you take,
Ooh, medications,
like
that's good.
Tylenol, ibuprofen, certainly doesn't hurt.
I do have actually. So I do have the Medical Gear Outfitters Boo Boo kit, which has that stuff in it
Nice.
in my med kits.
Oh, don't forget illicit drugs to give to the rioters so that they know that you're cool, and with them that they let you through.
Why would you
cut
give it
their
away?
throat to take your drugs back?
And again, to be clear, this is like a get home bag. This is like people start.
It works the same way with prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
So, hang on a second. How far from home are you, Sean?
15 minutes.
Okay, you could probably walk that in 3 days. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, honestly, not that far.
it'd be like, "Well, yes, come out and play."
And remember, if you had to walk, you have to carry that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know. Let's see. They said sidearms, knives. Yep. I've got both.
So
of those.
everything in my get home bag is something I can wear. You know, it's got body armor,
same.
helmets, guns, and all the gear that holds all the the ammo. It's all something that can be put on me, so that I just empty the bag out and then I'm ready to go. Because when I need to get to that get home bag, it means my car or my vehicle is no longer mobile and I need to get home.
Exactly. And honestly, like I carry every day my SIG, and I've got 2 spare mags for that. I'm not putting another pistol in the bag. Like, I've got my handgun that I conceal carry, and I'll use that if someone tries to take my life. But it's like, what if, there's a riot, things like that? What if you get trapped in your car and they're throwing bricks through your windows and like?
Well, then you should have gotten better windows.
What if they, I don't know.
What if worms had machine guns?
What if worms had machine guns? That kind of stuff.
What if
Anybody remember Earthworm Jim?
Yeah, I do.
what if, like I was talking about before the show, what if farts are actually the ghost of the food you ate?
I don't know. Getting back on topic, David, what do you think? Any additions, or do you think this is way overkill, or what?
I don't know. As I say, if I was going to do the explosion, like throwing it and shooting it, though, I'd just use a can of spray paint and tape the flare to that.
There you go.
They tend to make a much bigger and faster fireball than the propane, in my experience.
Oh, lockpick stuff. I've always got that.
I like how you just dismissed the paint can thing. Hey,
No, it's great.
Acknowledge
Dude, we've
it.
shot paint cans. It's awesome.
You hold the flare up and shoot the paint through it.
Ooh.
you just throw the
Flamethrower.
flares at people; they will run from them.
You put one flare in the middle of like 5 cans of starting fluid, and then duct tape it as a bundle.
Starting fluid is no joke, dude.
Because the flare will actually light that shit off.
Dude, the watcher just said press badge and a microphone. Seriously, I actually do have both those things. That's not a bad idea, honestly.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't know, man. Like the way they've been abusing the press, I would be afraid.
They're on the same team as the press, so let's not even.
Well, it depends. It depends. If you're that guy laughing at liberals, you get.
The dead president mask. That's great.
One of those the V for Vendetta masks. What are those?
Definitely a balaclava. In case you got to do some goon squad on the way, you don't want to get identified.
Yeah.
And then spray paint cans and road flares. Okay, got it. Any other additions?
Well, because the balaclava can also be used as a wick inside of someone's car gasoline tank.
Well, also it's Colorado and it's cold, so if you had to hoof
Jesus.
it, You have a balaclava.
It was 70. It was 70
plus-
degrees today.
Plus, you can wear a mask. It's like wearing a mask in case of the coronas.
It was
A
70.
balaclava. It's like wearing a mask because it's a mask.
Right, for the coronas.
No, I'm not carrying a mask in my bag.
And a tracksuit. Yeah, the washer.
Adidas tracksuit, Adidas shoes, balaclava.
Oh,
then you gotta
my
learn
God.
Then you got to learn to Slav squat.
Okay,
And
perfect.
AK. Got to have the AK.
Okay, enough of that. Savage, what's your product?
Oh, is it my turn already?
No, it's not. All right, before we do continue on to Savage, I just want to say go check out SDI, sdi.edu, Sonoran Desert Institute, online gunsmithing in the, comfort of your own home, on your couch, whatever it happens to be. Okay, Savage, now go ahead.
Yay. So my product today is not cheap. It's the Fight Light Industries MCR dual feed upper with dry film. I don't know what the dry film is.
I don't either.
But I'm assuming some kind of lubricant, possibly.
I don't understand, but it's even in the title of the product.
It says dry film lubricant applied to critical high friction surfaces. So I guess yes, it is a lubricant of some kind.
Oh, okay, cool.
Lubricant.
So this is currently available at Brownells for the low price of $5,211.99. And the only version that's available is the 12.5-inch barrel version, which is
For the pistol, obviously.
yeah. So
Well, never mind.
yeah, but I mean, pistol or SPR as you would. Seems a little short, but it's what they have available for $5,211.99.
It's so much money.
It is. It's a lot of money. Especially.
Why would I spend that kind of money? Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to have this. I would put it on my full auto lower or just
Yes.
build its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have a bell fed at that point.
Dude, when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a Brownells. And then I went and saw the price and I was like, oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Now, hey, to ease the pain a little bit, it does come with 100 M27 links. So, I mean,
Can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's $7 worth of links. That's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, the cool thing about this upper is that it is belt fed and or it'll accept magazines as well. So that is cool. I don't think it's $5,211.99 cool. Now, if this was about 1/5 that price, then I think you would make a ton of sales. But I really don't foresee, unless somebody is like super desperate and there's not a lot of guns available, I don't really see anybody picking this up for that price point. But I mean, I have to give props. It's cool.
I've seen belt fed uppers that were like, $1,700.
Really, what's another belt fed upper?
Oh, the Aries armament, way back.
That is this. That is
They
this.
still make them?
Yeah,
listen to Nick.
Fight Light?
Yeah, Aries changed their name to Fight Light. So this is that.
okay.
This is what you're
It's the same
thinking.
thing.
But yeah, they were like a third that price 10
Yeah.
years ago.
And a third. I think
Inflation didn't go up that much.
Yeah, a third that price, or like right around $1,500. I think that would be more than reasonable.
We would have one on the way if that was the case.
Yeah, but
Right. I would buy one and I'd have a belt fed machine gun to rent.
See,
I mean, if you're a regular person and you don't have an SOT, so you can't just make a machine gun, is there another option for a belt fed that costs less than $500? I mean, say like a couple $100 to build out a lower, and you're in this thing for like $5,500.
$5,000 for a 240 kit.
Yeah, but that's a kit, and you've still got to put a lot of work and time into that. And if you're not an SOT, you've got to put even more work and headache into making it semi-auto.
So, take for instance a moment that this is, their own proprietary system. I would be willing to bet that there are some manufacturers out there, Sven Johansson, and
Stop
that would
hitting
have
your mic.
the ability to design their own and compete with this for a third of the price and outsell them and make a lot of money. Sven.
The thing is, these prices probably reflect the market. Like,
Yeah.
There's probably not much demand for these.
I was wondering that as well, but I don't know. I got to say, like, does Fight Light actually produce products? Like,
I don't know.
And do they? Because they
really
don't
want
answer
one of their
calls.
pirate guns. I would love to have one of their pirate guns.
They don't answer calls. They don't answer emails. They don't answer social media. They don't actually make any products because you can't ever find any of their in stock.
And if you get onto their Facebook or watch any of their Facebook posts, usually all the comments on their posts are about like, cool, so when is this going to be in stock? Or cool, when are you guys going to respond to my message?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, kind of annoying. This is cool, Savage. I definitely want one, but at $5,200, not a chance.
Exactly. I mean, it's a very big mistake. It's a great idea at a terrible price.
Yeah. David, what do you think?
Way too rich for my blood. I got too much money to spend on precision rifles. I couldn't imagine spending $5,000 on a belt-fed upper.
Don't tell
So
you.
he's over here shooting long range with a Tika.
The
Ain't spending money.
and killing it. He's probably got some glass that costs like $5,000 or something.
No, the most expensive piece of glass I've got is like $1,200.
Nice.
Wow, I have one that's $3,000.
What? Oh, is it the night vision one?
No, it's the
It
middle.
was the only time Aaron could flex on anybody in his life.
Right, I got one that's that Minix one that does it's a single first second focal plane.
I don't have. I vaguely recall that actually. Yeah.
Like if you zoom in, it turns into a red dot.
Aaron, what's your product tonight?
The Webley Fosbury automatic revolver.
The falseberries taste like falseberries.
And the Webleys. Yes. The reason
Why are we bringing up 100-year-old revolver? And why does the link that you put go to Zardoz in 1974?
oh, Jesus.
Oh, because Sean Connery died, and this was a movie that he was in. And,
Wait. So you were like, Sean Connery died, iconic weapon used by Sean Connery in a movie. Definitely not the PPK used by James Bond. Definitely the Webley from Zardos.
Right. It was, from what I understand, it's like one of the worst movies ever made.
Jesus, that looked like a female savage.
So guys, movie show?
Right. Zardoz.
God.
I've
This
never
looks terrible.
even heard of this movie.
I watch the trailer every once in a while to piss Tyler off.
Yeah, I've never heard of this movie, and it came out a year after I was born.
Yeah, I remember the outfit and remember him holding the gun, and I'm like, we need to talk about this.
Why is he wearing underwear in the entire movie?
Because the 70s, man.
All right.
And I guess like if you go right at the beginning, you gotta go right to the beginning when his god is talking to him, because it's the only part I really enjoyed.
To the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah, a little bit. So you got to turn the sound down though too.
Oh, Jesus, so much, so demanding.
The gun is good.
The gun is good.
Okay, all right, now you got my interest.
Yeah, I mean, but from what I understand, it was like so. It's the guy. This guy made a movie that was super successful, and he wrote this script. It was supposed to be like so many deep things going on in there, and it was horrible.
What movie did he make that was successful?
Aaron just pulled a little sneak on us.
I would love to have a Webley Fosbury though.
What
I
did he
kinda
make?
would too.
Flash Gordon? I mean,
No, he actually made the movie that the director who made before this. If you go to the Wikipedia page, it tells you.
Okay, well, you can go look at it and tell us. Let's see.
What was the name of that movie? Zardoz.
Zardoz, yes.
Zardoz.
And
Okay.
then we just today actually released a video update on the Sylvan Arms folding stock adapter. We got the Gen 3. We tested it. You can check out our YouTube channel. They fixed a lot of the stuff that we had complaints about in the first video. And again, that's at youtube.com/WeLikeShooting is where you can find that.
Oh, he made Deliverance?
Yeah, there it is. That's it. That was it. So he made Deliverance. It was really obviously very successful.
He made Excalibur too, which was not bad.
And Burt Reynolds was actually supposed to play the role, but he got sick right before it went to production.
Dude, so they made Sean Connery look like Burt Reynolds for the whole movie?
Apparently with that mustache.
Right?
They're like, you
Holy
need this
crap.
mustache.
That's amazing. All right, cool.
He also made The Exorcist 2.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was the best Exorcist, by the way.
I don't know.
I never watched it.
I've never seen Zard-on, but now I kind
I
of want
haven't
to.
either. I have not seen Zard-on as well, but I thought it was worth the.
Zard-on. Come on.
Zard-on.
I got a Zard-on.
Oh Jesus!
That's a show name right there.
I just wrote it down and started.
Yep.
I got in. Have you ever the noise fighters?
Yeah,
I just got some of those in.
they actually for a good long time they actually sponsored our YouTube videos and will be coming back. They just ran into supply issues actually.
Then tell them I want my $50 back.
Dude, they're awesome. I love them.
Yeah, I know. I got a pair of walkers in. We got. I bought everybody at the range walkers that have the walkie-talkie attachment built into them.
Oh, nice.
Because it's really nice if somebody's out on the range, you can be like, "Hey, Ed, go fix lane 3." Oh, okay. But I didn't like the way I love my Peltors, but I was like, well, I'll try these walkers. So I got the walkers, but I hated the way they felt on my head.
Yeah.
So I got the noise fighters, and they far.
Plus, they got that notch in the top of them, so that if you can put your glasses up there, so it doesn't press them in your head. Like, honestly, when we're at the range filming for like 8 hours, they make it nice.
My favorite ones are still the in-ear.
Yeah,
I got my in-ear ones, but they're. I don't hate them.
No, they're pretty badass. Brings us to Brownells. We talked about them and the Fight Light. Go check out Brownells. You can go to welikeshooting.com/sponsors. Click on the Brownells link and go shop. We've been posting a bunch of stuff. Watch our Facebook page. Lots of links to sales and stuff that Brownells has been having lately. Keep an eye out for that. Aaron, what do you got going on in lifestyle?
All right, guys.
Here we go.
All right, this could be a turning point in America and in American politics. Okay, we should go out there. Tomorrow is voting day, so we should get out there and go vote. But we also need to remember we need to vote what issues are really important to us. I mean, if you have 5 issues that are important, pick the top one. For a lot of us here, it's okay. It's going to be guns, guys. Guns is very important. And what we've seen on Twitter, in the press, in a lot of different spaces, it seems like the Democratic Party does not want us to own firearms of any kind. The Republican Party is a party that stands behind firearms, as well as the Libertarian Party. But the Republican Party has always been you can't get what you want if you don't win elections, and we all know
sound like Porky Pig.
And the Libertarian Party is not going to be a party that wins. We know that. So we need to vote, and we need to vote smart. We need to spread the word, and we need to get out and vote. So go out and vote tomorrow. Get her done.
Yeah.
God, you just made me want to not vote.
Yes.
So look,
mission accomplished.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Like, Biden literally just yesterday posted again that he wants to ban all his words, assault rifles, magazine limits. He wants to mandatory background checks or universal background checks. I couldn't even read it because it was.
I'm going to vote for Zardoz.
Yeah.
Can you play that clip of him the other day?
Oh yeah, I actually saved it. Oh no, where'd it go?
Oh, you didn't save it. You're a liar. Why'd you lie to us?
Oh, here it is. I got it.
Yay.
Hold up. Here we go.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Turn it over to pressure. Okay, listen. Here's the deal. That's what you're faced with there. Kamala Harris also, when Biden has to step down for medical issues.
Cognitive reasons.
Kamala Harris also wants to ban guns. I understand people hate Trump. I absolutely, without question, do. I know they do. I think he's kind of a bag, but I also think that he's been a pretty good president. But notwithstanding, Libertarian Party's not going to win. Libertarian Party's not going to come close to winning. I would be surprised if they got one electoral vote, because we had Spike Cohen on the show and they did not have a strategy. You can go listen to that if you would like. I specifically asked him, what's your strategy to win the Electoral College? And he said, this is it. And we all thought, oh, you're really like the guy. I actually like him better than their presidential candidate, to be perfectly honest, but they're not going to get any votes. So if you vote Libertarian and Biden wins, then it's a big problem.
It's your fault, and you should commit ritual suicide to regain your honor.
Yeah, I get it. I get you don't like Trump. Well, tough, do the right thing. Like, I mean, that's kind of all there really is to it at this point. Like, if you voted Libertarian, don't complain if Biden wins. Joe Jorgensen kind of sucks as a presidential candidate. They have no plan. They have no strategy for the Electoral College, and that's all there really is to it. And this is an important election to gun owners, and I feel like we say this all the time, and I honestly can't wait till we can stop talking about this and move on to other greater things. But that's my opinion. Like, if you voted Libertarian and you're totally okay with it, great. But I think it's a clown move, honestly. A lot of our listeners did, and I got to say, I think it's a clown move. I think you up, and I think you us. Personally, that's my opinion. Sean Heron. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Joe Biden. The only thing he's ever been consistent on the entire. I mean, he's flip flopped on every issue, but he's always been consistent on wanting to ban rifles and assault rifles and being against guns.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree. But yeah, like I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And I know a lot of people have done it, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like, when did we? I was talking to my son the other night. I was like, when did we start voting? I guess I know the answer to my own question, but I told him, I was like, when did we start voting whether we liked somebody or not? Like when did we stop looking at their records on the issues? When did we stop looking at like what they stood for? And when did we vote for and against people just because we despise them? And I guess most people kind of always do that, but I've always dug deep into the issues just because I want to know who specifically I'm voting for. Like, the thing is if The Rock ran for president, he'd win in a landslide because he's popular. But who knows what he stands for?
I mean, if you would have known, LBJ was a president and he used to whip his out and be like, look at this big son of a. He'd be like me, except with worse policy. And I mean, the man called his dick jumbo, and he would literally whip it out and make people look at it. Like, that's LBJ. This is your president. JFK was a. Most of them were unfaithful, goddamn chauvinists. Like, what? Do you like these person? Like, denounce all of American politics because every president was probably an at some point or another? No.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the publicity on the Libertarian Party is they're trying to split conservative people, or not even conservative people. I don't consider myself conservative. They're trying to split people who vote for guns. Joe Jorgensen's "I would abolish the ATF" clowned all y'all. Like, she did it. She knew it.
I have no doubt that they would actually like abolish the Fed and all that, but they're never going to get in.
Right, never.
The problem is we need a third party, but we need a strong third party is what we really need. One that, here's the thing, is like there's no party that absolutely fits all, checks off all of my boxes. You know what I mean?
And same here. I feel betrayed by both sides.
Yeah.
Oh no, Libertarian Party literally checks off like 98% of my boxes. The only thing I don't agree with the Libertarian Party is open borders.
Honestly, the Libertarian Party are kind of heads. Like, if you watch like some of their internal politics and whatnot, like I've got some friends that work in the Libertarian. I have some Facebook friends that work inside the Libertarian Party, and hearing about all the drama that they have going on, they're just as bad as every other goddamn politician out there. Like, without question.
Oh, yeah, I want Rand Paul. Like, I wish Rand Paul would run again. I'd vote for him.
No, you can't, though. That's the problem. Like, and I get it. I want to vote in a utopia.
No, I want a Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, Republican
there you go.
ticket. Like, that's what I want. Because I hated Ted Cruz in 2016. Like, I was like, Cruz, like, he's a little too preachy. But man, after those debates that he did with Bernie Sanders about the economy and gun rights and America and the Constitution and all that, I'm like, I want to vote for Ted Cruz.
Yeah,
Rand Paul and Dan Crenshaw. I know Crenshaw's said some dumb, but he's generally.
Wasn't Ted Cruz's dad the Zodiac killer?
No. I don't know, man. Ted tomorrow when we record this, or today when you hear this in the audio version, Aaron, we're going to release this first thing in the morning, right?
Oh, I'm done voting.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I don't know, man. I really think personally Trump's going to win. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah,
so
I think
fucking close, man. I don't know.
Hope so.
I don't think it's that close. I
don't
just
either.
think the news wants to do what they did with Hillary. I honestly think that the Democrat. I mean, I truly believe this. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not a goddamn fortune teller, but I honestly think that the Democrat Party knew they had nobody that could beat Trump, so they put up an old man with dementia and a commie because they're not going to ruin the support for like an up and coming Democrat that actually might have a shot in 4 years versus a crazy old man and a crazy young lady. So like
The one thing
throw up the sacrificial lambs so that somebody else's political career doesn't get tarnished with a presidential run failure, and get this old man finally off the books.
the one thing that the Democratic Party did is they put the absolute worst candidates up for election, both election cycles. Like Biden is terrible. Hillary was worse, but Biden is still terrible. Like there were way more popular candidates for the Democrat side that weren't so like totally
Biden's worse than
out of their
Hillary.
mind.
I'll lead an
Biden's worse
effective
than-
strategy to
Biden-
mobilize true international
Biden-
effort to pressure.
Biden's worse than Hillary for one simple fact. At least Hillary's policies are hers. Biden doesn't know where the he is. And he's just a puppet for other people to control, and he has no idea or backbone to stand against them. At least Hillary, you knew she was a murderous, but
Dude.
In theory, but
The guys who said Tulsi,
Biden-
Tulsi would have been a better candidate. Way better.
Biden's no Tulsi Gabbard. She's
No, she would have been way
She's
better.
a gun grabber. They're all the commies.
That might be true, but I'm saying as a candidate,
that is true.
Yes, but as a candidate, she would have made a way better candidate than Joe Biden.
She would have made a better candidate for the Democratic Party, not
She's
us.
not radical enough for the Democratic Party.
Right. Whereas Biden,
Which is the point, because most Americans don't want to swing that far over to the left. They want somebody who's moderate in the Democrat Party.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the point of all this was, Aaron, you're right. Tomorrow's kind of a big day, which is crazy because I feel like every election has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, I didn't hate Obama. Like, I don't think he was a fantastic president. I think he did a ton of wrong. I think that we're in way more shit overseas than we ever have been before. He did more drone strikes, killed more civilians than any other president in history. But he's a pretty likable guy. Like Biden's,
Right. I
Biden's
mean,
not.
the
Trump's
economy was
not.
better under Obama.
He was
the
okay.
stock
He was
market
terrible.
better under Obama.
Oh boy.
He was threatening guns all the time, and he tried to push a lot of gun control, but he wasn't a terrible president on the whole.
Yeah. Just
So he's a horrible president.
Yeah. I mean, you got
Horrible
to.
policies.
I agree.
He's a f***ing commie.
Getting back to where we were, I agree with you, Jeremy. I totally do. But I don't want to go off on this tangent. Yeah, vote tomorrow. If you're not going to vote, then don't complain when it goes bad.
Suck it.
Yeah, I truly agree. So yeah. Anyway, David, did you vote?
I'm going to tomorrow. I got the day off work.
Nice, man. Yeah, we vote by mail here, so I went and dropped it off, and we actually get a text as soon as they process our ballot, which is actually kind of nice. It's good. Anyway, go vote. It's important, and stop putting it on other people. Go do it yourself. And I guess we'll be moving on now as soon as I find moving on up. All right, let's go talk about second call defense real quick. So second call defense, as you guys know, is self-defense insurance. If you have to use your firearm, if you fear that your life is in immediate unavoidable risk or you are at risk of serious bodily harm, and have to use a firearm in self-defense, they're going to come after you. They're going to get after you. They're going to go for you. They're going to do all those things, and you need to have some insurance because you need to have attorneys on your side. That is the key, and Second Call Defense does it because I don't know. I can't just write a $10,000 check as a retainer to an attorney who's going to cover me. Like what Kyle Rittenhouse, like what if he had Second Call Defense? They would be covering
He's
him.
it now. I mean, Jesus, they're still coming after him.
They still are, yeah.
We're going to be talking about that, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
unfortunately,
go get Second Call Defense today. Like do it right now, right now. WeLikeShooting.com/SCD. Go look and see what they offer because, when Trump wins, I think things are going to get crazy, and I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't believe that I am. And we need to protect ourselves both, not just in the streets, but also in the sheets. WeLikeShooting.com/SCD. And I mean the legal sheets that they process your charges on. Anyway, Savage, take it away, buddy.
Right. Well, there's been a lot of back and forth in Attorney General Barr as whether he's pro-gun or not, and I'm leaning more towards that he hasn't been as pro-gun as I would like him to be. However, he has been, I guess, going up to bat against the FBI in regards to this thing that the FBI has been doing recently, which is ever so slightly, extending the holds on purchases for people that are not yet prohibited from possessing a firearm, but are under investigation, for that 3-day period. So there's a provision in the law that allows the FBI to place a hold on a purchase for up to 3 business days to allow sufficient time for a records check. And if the FBI has failed to make a determination on the purchaser's background after those 3 business days, Jesus Christ, who's f***ing with their microphone? If they fail to make a determination after the time has elapsed, it falls to the discretion of the dealer whether to allow the purchase to proceed. So the issue is that when it comes to play that, let me see, in the language of the law, it's the state offices. It's in regard to when the state offices are open, which in normal time simply saves the FBI from being pressured to complete a check on an extended holiday weekend. Unfortunately, during this ongoing public health crisis, every state is under both a state and federally declared state of emergency that, in theory, has state offices closed down. So instead of a 3-day waiting period, those 3 business days actually allow, under the current times, for that time period to be extended for 30 days. And that's what has been going on recently. And then Barr is looking into knocking that down. I mean, the sales we have seen in this year have been effing unprecedented. I mean, we have seen millions and millions of guns being sold every single month. Every other month is a record-setting month. It doesn't matter whether you're Democrat or Republican. Everybody and their mom is buying guns. So, and a lot of times there's a huge number of those times where people are delayed and placed on hold. And the fact that the FBI is playing this, finger game where they're saying, oh, well, it'll only be 3 days and then extending it out 30 days or even longer, that's some BS. And I would say people's rights are definitely being violated. And I see this as a huge lawsuit if it actually were to go forward.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Pretty freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, just found that out today. So anyway, moving on to Kyle Rittenhouse. The plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. The plot doth thicken. So there's this article at the Chicago Tribune that goes into a lot of detail into the aftermath and what Kyle Rittenhouse went through after the incident in Kenosha and his arrest and everything that went forward from that point. And we have learned some more information, and it's not exactly looking very good in his favor. So a friend of his who initially bought the firearm was questioned by Kenosha detectives at the Antioch police station, where he said that he bought the weapon for Rittenhouse earlier this year so that the two could hunt together. According to the reports, the friend told police he purchased the gun in his name at a hardware store in northern Wisconsin, but Rittenhouse paid for it. The friend kept Rittenhouse's rifle at his stepfather's house in Kenosha, but the two picked it up before heading to the protests. According to reports, the friend told police that he wished he would have stopped Rittenhouse from taking the gun that night. Records show whatever. The definitive point here is it looks like this ended up being a straw purchase, which is of course a federal felony, and that could land Rittenhouse in a lot of hot water. He's been going back and forth between Illinois, which has decided not to prosecute him, and Wisconsin, which is looking like it's definitely prosecuting him. I think he's been extradited.
This is why you don't talk to the. This is why you never talk to the cops.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is, and the whole thing here is that all he was doing was talking to the cops, going into great detail about every little thing, and you don't talk to the cops. You talk to your lawyer. You always ask for your lawyer first before you go to the cops. I still think he was justified in what happened to him, in his reaction to what happened to him. However, the things leading up to this is not looking good as far as him legally owning or carrying that firearm in Wisconsin. So it's looking kind of dicey for him.
Yeah, which sucks. I mean, look, if he broke the law, he's going to have to deal with that. But it doesn't change the fact that this whole article, like, they're just trying to find other things. Oh, it doesn't. They're not even really talking in this article about the fact that whether he was justified or not. It was just, oh, he cried and vomited. Oh, he didn't have anything but just a couple little scratches on his arms. We got video.
Well, it shows me remorse that this guy didn't want to have to do what he did, but he did.
Who cares about remorse? Like, he shouldn't have been talking to the cops without an attorney.
No, he shouldn't. Either way, he should not have. Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, experience remorse in the privacy of your own home, and not sitting there talking to detectives. Like, second call defense. WeLikeShooting.com/SCD. Jesus, man. And I see in the chat, people are like, oh, Trump's been worse for the Second Amendment than Obama was. Well, listen here, I get it. I hear what you're saying. However, one person's going to win tomorrow. It's either going to be Trump or it's going to be Biden. Which one do you want? That's all there is to say, really. I get it. Trump and let them run roughshod over the bump stocks. It sucks, and I get it. But one of them's winning tomorrow. Who are you voting for? Because if you vote for anyone other than those two, you're voting for somebody else. You're voting for Biden. That's all there is to it. One of them's winning. Who'd you vote for? Yeah, man. I hope that everything works. And I kind of heard some rumblings that the person who did the who's the attorney Wood or whatever is like not using the money correctly that was raised for him. I don't know. We'll have to see where that goes. It was just rumblings today, but we'll see where that goes. Next story, Savage.
Next story is staying with the presidential election here. It turns out that back in October of 2018, Hunter Biden had a handgun that was taken from his vehicle without his knowledge by a Haley Biden, the widow of Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's son, Beau, and she placed it in a garbage can outside a Delaware supermarket. This is troubling for one major reason in that it is well known that Hunter Biden is a habitual user of drugs. And if you know anything about purchasing firearms, on the ATF Form 4473, Section B21E requires the transferee to answer yes or no to, are you unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? And knowing Hunter Biden's history, if he answered no, that would be a lie. And if you lie on a Form 4473, Jeremy, what's the penalty?
10 years in federal penitentiary and a $250,000 fine.
Yep.
That's right, Johnny. So, it's goes more with this, do as they say, not as I do. Joe Biden is all about defending his son. His son has never lied, never done anything wrong. He's always been completely moral and acted appropriately. No. I mean, you got to call it as you see it. When somebody's doing a lot of wrong, and Hunter Biden has done a lot of wrong and possibly involved Joe, I mean, come on.
Yeah, the guy's a He's a cancer and Joe's a clown, and 10% for the big guy. I don't know. David, what do you think about everything, man?
I think it's pretty obvious Joe Biden's pretty corrupt, and he's allowed his whole family to get rich off of his time in office. I think it's kind of crazy that nobody's able to really hear about that. I have a feeling that after the election, if by chance Joe Biden was to win, they'll all this stuff will suddenly become relevant, and they'll use that to force him out of office.
Yeah, I think I agree with that assertion.
Jesus. Which is funny because Kamala couldn't even get 1% of her party's nomination.
It's how she got put in as his vice president.
Because she checks all the boxes.
Exactly.
It's not that she's qualified or was a good choice. She checks all the intersectional boxes.
Yeah. Critical race theory and like identity politics. Like she checks all those boxes, which is absolutely horrible because honestly, she has been more damaging to the black community in California. Like just ridiculousness. Like, I don't know. It's actually kind of crazy, man. Pretty insane.
Oh, I got other toys coming in before next week too.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
I have so much stuff to talk about next week. I ordered new guns that aren't machine guns. I forgot.
What'd you order? Oh, is it a secret too?
Schofields.
No,
Schofields.
Oh, damn.
Schofield revolvers.
Did you really?
I did. A set. 2 of them.
Are you going to keep those or are you selling them?
No, they're mine. Those are mine. I've wanted those for a long time.
Holy
I wish they were tailoring companies, but they're not. They're Cimarrons, but whatever.
Dude, Cimarron's pretty cool. They've got some decent stuff.
They have some, yeah, they got some pretty decent stuff. I think Taylor & Co's a little bit better on but whatever.
Yeah. Dude, that's
but I got Schofield
45 Colt, or is it 40?
Yeah, 45 Colt, 5-inch 45 Colt. I'm gonna buy obviously I'm gonna buy a Western rig for it. But I'm gonna get the one. It's a 2-gun belt, but it's both for right-handed. So there's a straight draw on your right side and then a cross draw on the left side.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. Did you get a good deal on them or ridiculous?
Oh, I got dealer cost, but
nice.
Nagant revolvers, you can find them. They're only like $150-$200. You can find them occasionally. Just hard part's finding the ammo for Nagant revolvers. They're you ever seen a Nagant? What is it? The 7.62 25 Nagant?
I haven't seen them.
The bullet's actually inside the casing, so the casing is like the bullet doesn't stick out at all. It's like down in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's down inside the case.
What?
It's down inside the case.
Inside the casing.
Okay.
And it's one of the only revolvers in the world where when you pull the trigger, it actually pushes the cylinder forward to the forcing cone.
Okay.
And it eliminates the cylinder gap.
Interesting.
And that way, it's actually one of the few revolvers that can be suppressed and actually done very well. Because as long as if you go bam and hold the trigger back, you never actually unlock the cylinder. It stays up there. Oh. So you could suppress a Nagant revolver if you could thread the barrel, which is the difficult part. But
right, spin the pistol on a lathe. No, I'm just kidding. Clearly, don't do that. Someone asked, "Do you still have any Carcanos at your shop?"
No Carcanos. I did just buy a Yugo 2447 off a guy.
Dude, nice. Very nice.
So if anybody wants an 8mm Mauser sporterized, I'll sell it to you.
Nick awesome. F, I sure as hell hope so.
There you go. All right, let's move on. All right, that is going to bring us to the reviews. But before we do, Patriot Patch Company, go check them out. PatriotPatch.co. Coupon code WLS10 will save you money, and Patch of the Month Club is freaking awesome. I know everyone's addicted to patches, so just go check them out. I know you can't buy ammo right now. It's hard to find guns. Go buy patches. How about that? Jeremy, take it away with the reviews.
Oh, sorry. I was checking my Bitcoin.
Nice.
Not doing too bad, is it?
It's down a little bit today, but I wanted to go back down so I could buy more.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. Well, either this way or it goes up and I make a ton of money.
Yeah, I think that's.
I would just make more money if it goes back down to 10,000 a Bitcoin. Anyways, all right. Episode 373 by Hillary is a Man, 5 stars. Best episode you've had. It mostly hinged around the lack of interruptions, burping, talking with a mouthful of food, and weak liberal talking points. Come to think of it, Aaron wasn't there. It all makes sense now. Edit. I appreciate the argument Nick made in defense of Aaron. It's wrong, but I appreciate it. Used the episode where he was solo with Kevin Dixie and Tony Simon. He tries to be funny, then fails over and over and over and over and over. It's obnoxious. His arguments are weak. He debates like an undereducated lawyer. Perhaps he should try the Socratic method. I love this show, but there are times where it gets to the point that I need to turn it off. That's how bad he gets. Imagine trying to argue the difference between it's on the table versus it's not off the table. I used to think the contrarian thing was his piece for the show, like how he constantly interrupts the Washington thumb, but it's not an act. You can't act. That sounds like a great beer. What are you drinking, Washington?
Dude, somebody make that. I need a beer with my face on it. That's all.
And no, you don't. And I like how he constantly interrupts Washington Thumb, but it's not an act. You can't act like that and then complain when people give you a hard time.
Yeesh.
All right, can I rebut this?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start from the bottom up.
20 seconds.
All right. I honestly, I don't think I did complain. I had to work that night. That's why the guys had the conversation when the last post was up there.
That wasn't Aaron. That was me.
So I didn't complain. I laugh about it. It does bother me sometimes, but no biggie. You say I argue like an undereducated lawyer. An undereducated lawyer is still a lawyer.
Oh,
gotta pass the bar anyway you go. Otherwise, I'm sorry you don't enjoy my conversations and my input. It's just my thing.
I'm going to say this. There were lawyers in the Communist Party that still were useful idiots. It doesn't make them smart to be lawyers.
Yeah, they're still lawyers, and I'm not a communist.
That doesn't mean.
Okay, I'm still not a communist.
I want to say, you remember Smokey and the Bandit?
Yep.
Yeah.
When he's talking to Sally Fields and he goes, well, how smart you are just depends on what part of the country you're standing in. I don't care if he's a lawyer. You stick him out in a camping trip, he's not going to know his ass from a hole in the ground unless he is also a outdoorsy kind of guy. So, yeah, you're great in a courtroom. Go kill a rabbit, skin it, and cook it and eat it.
I'm sure there are lawyers who can do that.
There's lots.
I'm sure there are a couple.
Our founding fathers were a lot of lawyers, and I'm sure they could have done that.
No, they had slaves that did all that for them.
True, actually. What are you laughing at? It's true.
I'm not denying it.
Next review.
Jeremy for Boog General, Oilfield Dock, 5 stars. Despite his outbreaks and opinionated rants, he has some great points. Jeremy's knowledge in firearms and life events in general is outstanding. If he was alive in 1776, he would have been a general. So if the Boog starts off, he should be the general of the revolution.
I honestly don't think you would have been a general.
Man,
I would have been an officer. I come from a wealthy landowning family.
Okay.
I hate it when Jeremy has outbreaks. I just get all itchy and I'm like, it's Jeremy.
Yeah, I just had a sores on my nose. Like, that was horrible.
Sores on the lips are nasty.
Oh my God.
You just wake up the next morning and realize you caught the Jeremy.
You're angry all the time.
Look at my
Wow.
Okay, LBJ.
Don't be jealous. Oh, so have you seen Jumbo?
I'm all, look at my take this magnifying glass. David, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, this is awesome. You guys plucked me out of the comment section down below and put me in the show.
I mean, I've checked.
How's your ball?
Yeah, how is it?
About a FMOA.
It's been better.
That's awesome. Nick's looking at an M81 Woodland Floral button-up.
Yeah, somebody posted it in the comments. Chris.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, no, I watch your channel, so it wasn't just the comments. Like, I get notified. I actually have the bell rang so that I get notified when you release a new video.
Ding, ding.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we appreciate it, man. I always want to bring people in that are like, specialists. So like, people who are passionate about their field. And you can tell from your videos that you're super passionate about long range shooting and not just like doing it, but your videos are great because you mentioned earlier that you have multiple camera angles. So generally, like what you see, you and, the target. And I think, it's some of my favorite long range content out there, just because of the breadth of knowledge and all the different stuff you do. So keep up the fantastic work and remind people where they can find you online.
Gunfather Precision on YouTube and Instagram.
Badass man.
Like, that's not my dog in the background. Is
your dog whining? Then yes.
No, that's probably mine. Sorry.
The ATF's there. Go check them out, Gunfather Precision. And just a reminder, join a gun-related advocacy group such as FPC, GOA, or SAF. If you listen to the Firearms Radio Network, very soon there's going to be exciting news for both the AR-15 podcast and This Week in Guns. Stay tuned for that. Go check out Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Keep up with all the great podcasts that are out there. And Suicide Prevention Line, share this with your liberal friends tomorrow. 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK, or you can text the number 741-741. And we're here live every week on Mondays and Wednesdays on demand every single day. Go to welikeshooting.com/show to subscribe. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training and shoot straight. Whoa.
Straight.
Why?
What? Okay.
Straight. You're one to talk, Aaron.
Yeah, he does straight, like, and doesn't wipe.
Whatever.
Jeremy went in right after you, and there's no toilet paper.
Yeah, it's still not. Just because the story keeps happening doesn't make it true.
Okay, so Zard-on, Dragon, or Zzz.
What was that last one?
Zzz.
No.
Okay, Jesus, calm down. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, I'm partial to my own.
Zard-on, I kind of agree. I think that one's got to win, right?
And I would say Savage just because I don't want to sound like I'm voting for myself. But then when he starts talking about Bad Dragon and all that, it just...
Sarge says, I checked on my dog twice because of that. All right, we'll catch you next week. Go f***ing vote.
Whoa.
You heard me.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.